Hello, everybody. This is Ana Belaval, and it's Wednesday Wine with Ana Belaval, coming to you live from Chicago, Illinois. Let me see where you are having a glass of wine, a glass of whiskey, a glass of tequila, bourbon, or water, whatever you want. Where are you joining me from today? We meet here on my Facebook page live every Wednesday because Wednesdays are the hardest day for me. They are in the middle. They are not too close to the weekend. They are not too close to the beginning of the week. They're right smack in the middle. And the you know what always hits the fan on Wednesdays for me. Like this morning, I woke up with an email from my boss asking me to work during the holidays, even though I haven't worked during the holidays in 20 years, but because of COVID, I can't go see my family in Puerto Rico because my father asked me to wait till there's a vaccine before I fly over there. So for the first time, I'm spending Christmas in Chicago, first time for my kids, and the first time for me in 20 years. So that email about the holidays kind of made me even super sadder. And then right before this, I had to take my daughter to the doctors because her eyes are not doing well. She has a headache every day from virtual learning. And that was right before this. And, you know, all that mommy fun, right? Hello, Virginia, Arkansas, Oak Lawn, Illinois, of course. Patty, how are you? Ezekiel, how are you? COVID absolutely stinks. I can't see my family. I can't travel. I choose not to get in the car and drive to any other state. And so really frustrated today. But silver lining, we are not doing wine today. This, ladies and gentlemen, talking about Christmas in Puerto Rico is coquito. Coquito. It means little coconut, and it is Puerto Rican eggnog, except it has no egg and a lot of rum and coconut cream. Salud with coquito. This coquito, bendito sea el Señor. This is good. I'll tell you who made me this in a second. Who made me this is a dear friend of mine who also happens to be the Wednesday wine florist. Blossoms Anytime. I've known her for a couple of years since she bought her shop, and she decorates my house with flowers, makes me very happy, takes care of my daughter, and my daughter's her intern. And she is Turkish, but I think there's a Puerto Rican somewhere there because she makes a mean coquito. Casuena, Florida, Indiana. Oh my goodness, El Bronx, New York. I'm so excited to see you. Hi, Hector. Hi, everybody. So and another thing. Besides creating these beautiful flowers, my friend Mirai is the owner of Blossoms Anytime, and they've become, together with two of her best friends, they've become plant consultants. Why? Because y'all are going nuts buying plants during quarantine. What is going on? You're calling them plant babies. You are nursing them, nurturing them. And I'm very proud of you. But let me tell you, this is my attempt at having plants right here. This is it. This is plant number one. Don't ask me why I planted there, okay? Hello, Houston. Hello, South Carolina. I don't know what I planted here. This may be 2 years old. Why don't I throw it out? Because our babysitter, who worked here for 12 years, would plant stuff here, made my daughter love planting, and then left. And she doesn't let me throw out the soil. I learned through her, but this is it. It's a miracle I can keep 2 children alive. I am awful at plants, even though my friends from Blossoms Anytime and Be Collective have tried. But I know that all of you love plants, so let me introduce them to you. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
So left to right on my screen is, let me put it here, Nancy, Mirai, and Vanessa. And together they are Be Collective and Blossoms Anytime in West Lakeview. How are you, ladies?
Good. How are you?
Cheers.
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 We came from Puerto Rico, but we brought Puerto Rico to you.
it hit the spot because I'm super homesick today since my boss is like, can you work on Christmas Day? No, I can't. Mira, you got to give me the recipe. You know, I always give this is not my recipe, is it?
No, it's a good friend Caesar who makes it for me all the time.
Caesar. And it came in a tequila bottle, which is even better.
Very purposeful. You know, purpose everything.
Oh my goodness. I love it. I wonder if there was tequila in there and I will catch like a little bit of it. Oh my God, ladies, there's somebody watching us from Italy.
Oh, hi, Italia.
Hi, Italia. And then Bianca, who I know, says, Ana, you should see my plant collection. It's grown and I am waiting for my Monstera from Florida this week.
Ooh.
Girls, people are nuts. Look, Carmen, my mom has always had plantas and I have always had plantas even in my college dorm room.
Yes.
I have over 20, so plants make me happy. Okay, ladies, Mirai, when you bought the flower shop, this was just a flower shop and you love plants. So you started bringing them little by little. You had to close shop because of COVID. You reopened during phase 4 and people can't get enough of plants. Am I right? What happened?
Yeah, people, I mean, everyone's stuck at home. They're trying to bring some life into their home. So they started off on like, you know, like plants and bringing some of those in their home, realize how much of a difference it makes. And we say it's like addicting. It's like when you get a tattoo, you want more. So once you get a plant, you want to keep adding to your plant family. And then so people have been, and then they just start learning more and more about the different types and kinds and varieties of like, it's a whole new world. Like, it's great.
And it's also psychology, right? Like plants and everything makes us so happy. So we are in the business of making people happy through plants and flowers.
I know that I saw Vanessa the other day with somebody a few weeks ago when I came into the shop, and you were literally guiding them from plant to plant. So do people show up like me, right, and tell you, I can barely keep my children alive. How am I going to have plants? I will forget to water them, but I need some green in my life.
Yeah, it's amazing how much information people just naturally give, and people come in here and they say exactly that. And really, we're just learning about what type of lifestyle they have so that we pair them with the right plants, so that if it's a plant that they're attracted to, but it's high maintenance, we definitely want to make sure that's, you know, made aware of. So that's where the guide of just walking through the different plants and just asking questions and hearing what they've got to share with us and making sure that the connection is right. And a lot of these plants, I mean, it's all real life, so they actually you know? So just as much as you select the plant, they're calling out for you.
Oh, stop it, Vanessa. You've drank the Kool-Aid. Oh my God. Now it's like adopting a puppy.
It's your plant, baby. It is. You talk to it with water and love, you know? It needs the basic needs.
Talk to it. My mom, so here's the thing, and I think I've told Mirai this. I come from a family of people, and this is awful, where nature works for us. We don't work for nature. So my mom would tell el jardinero, the gardener, listen, in that front thing, I want moco de pavo, whatever that's called in English, right? And the guy would plant moco de pavo, which pretty much sounds like snot of turkey snot. And the man would plant this thing right there, and the thing would die in 3 months, and my mom would be like, get rid of it, throw it out. There was no nurturing. But she did have plants, and they did make her happy. But I think she was smart enough to, like you said, get plants that could handle her. So what do you have in front of you that you wanted to show us?
So we basically have some of our gardens that we make. What we've done is we make custom gardens for people. So like, let's say you tell us that your home has low light and you don't get too much direct or anything. So then we can customize and make a dish garden for you. So let's say like this one right here that we have, this is all low light plants. So you can put it anywhere pretty much in your house and it'll do pretty well. And you have a mixed variety of a good 6-7 plants in here. And again, we can customize pots and like everything like that. Throughout the summer, our most popular were our cactus and succulent gardens. So if you see here, we mix a bunch of little cactuses and succulents with rocks and make a whole beautiful garden for your home.
Girls, look at the question that is right there from Augustina Gonzalez Brennan. My succulents keep dying. What am I doing wrong? I killed my daughter's succulents. Thank you.
So a lot of people make the mistake of thinking succulents are very easy to take care of. They can be just because you don't have to water them so often. The only thing with that is they do like a lot of light. So if you're putting them in a dark room because they're easy to take care of, they still need that bright light. They don't like the direct sun because they'll burn them a little bit. But if they're in a bright room and they're getting a lot of sun, they'll thrive. And then they'll tell you when they're looking for sun too, because all the plants will start reaching. It's shit.
And
what do you mean reaching?
So often too. I think that's a mistake.
Like they start.
What was that? What was? Wait a second. Hold on. Nancy, what did you say?
I said oftentimes succulents don't need a lot of watering. So what we recommend is to do steam. And sometimes, well, a lot of people kill them, right? They think they need water, they need to drink up, but really a mister is pretty much all you need.
A mister is all you need, because Brenda's asking once a month, an ounce of water. How often do you water them?
I mean, once a month, a little bit. As long as it's hard to determine and say that because it also depends on your container. So if your succulents are in a huge container, you might have to water more often. You might have to spritz more often. So it just depends also, because sometimes we have our little baby succulents and they're in a little tiny container, but you have to water it a lot more because there's hardly any soil in that because it's so little and it shrinks up so quick. So it always varies with that. So you always have to pay attention to your soil. Like you have to make sure and you have to watch that. There's like a finger trick where you put your finger in it to test the moisture of it. So little things like that you have to just watch your plant because it tells you what you need.
That one that had 7 plants, are those all like compatible? They need kind of the same treatment? What kind of plants are in there? And that one that you showed first?
Yeah, so that one, it has a prayer plant, it has a pothos, it has a dephrobatia, a little baby dracinia also in there. So it's all low maintenance, low light plants that do well together. So you don't have one oddball in there that requires high light that's gonna just die on you, So we make
screw it up for the rest of them.
Yeah.
Okay, I like this. This is a good one. Patty says her succulents are by a lamp that is on all night, and her bamboo and air plants are by a light too, like a artificial light.
Is it helping you?
Interesting. Apparently, she says they love it.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say that succulents at the end of the day, their natural environment is the sun and outdoors, right? So of course they're gonna be wanting that more. So if they are doing good, if she has no light in her apartment, maybe that's the right way to go.
Okay, bamboos. I'm sorry. Cactus. There was a guy with like 110 cactus. Alberto, I think, has like 110 cacti. Do you sell them at the store? And is it a myth that they won't die on you if you don't water them? Because I may have killed a cactus or two.
Well, cactuses, we do have them. We have a good variety, small, the big, to extra large, beautiful ones. You do have to water them. They do take up, they do need good watering. They are forgiving if you do forget to water them. The only thing with them is also they do require a lot of sun. It says, and they like the bright, direct sun. They like that heat. They like that sun. So that's another reason sometimes cactuses get put into dark places thinking that they'll survive. But
that's why you have yours right by the window.
Yeah.
Well, they're desert plants, so they need to be out there.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, they're desert plants, so they need to be out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. What else is at that table that you wanted to show?
Some of we had our snake plants to talk about.
Okay.
So
what is
their top seller. it is always like, so like you were saying, people come in here and they're like, oh, you know, I kill all my plants and everything. So like Vanessa was saying, you know, we ask all those questions to see what kind of environment we have. Snake plants are our top sellers because you can put them anywhere in your house and they'll do amazing. You can not water them for like a week, they'll be great. So they can die. So I'm not gonna say that they're like not killable. So you do still have to nurture and take care of them, of course. But that was one of our top sellers that we noticed that we always have available. Yeah, the air purifiers, they're great. They have so many nicknames from like mother-in-law's tongue to all sorts of different types of them. So that's been one of our top sellers that we recommend for people a lot.
Really? What are people going in for? Like, what do you notice they're buying more? Because my millennial cousins are all about the succulents.
So yeah, succulents have been big top seller, especially throughout the summer because again they're in season and they thrive. I feel like a lot of people do get discouraged because they do die on them.
Yeah.
We try to, you know, educate people as much as we can when they're in here and then when they're looking for the plants and stuff, so they know what they're going home with. You know, they can't just put it on the corner.
You have me this close to letting you come up, and this close, this close. Because she watches the segment on TV. She watches the segment when I do it from my house during the pandemic. And I would later be like, you know, you could really use a plant at that corner. You could really use a plant at that corner. And it's like, unless I have a reminder, because this is what freaks me out, right? I buy them, and then someone who knows will come in and say, well, that's not the right base for it. And so there I have to take the soil out. I need a wash and wear. I don't need all this complication. So give me a wash and wear plant, ladies.
Well, I mean, this is where our expertise come in because we do virtual plant consultations. So what we'll do is, you know, ask you a bunch of questions and get into more details. Nancy actually has been taking lead on that a lot this summer. Summer, I guess, since we opened back up in July and plants started taking off on us. I mean, she can elaborate a little more on that.
Yeah, so the virtual plant consultations really grew from people in the neighborhood asking us like, oh, you know, I have this corner that it's empty. I want to fill it up with plants. So more of a home decor piece. But then we had like an influx of people just sending us like, hey, you know, I want to decorate my kitchen with plants. I want to do my baby's room with plants. So it kind of rolled out for us to be more of a virtual consultant for plants, but then also matching it up with pots, right? Because we have a whole different array of styles and some plants want rustic. So really what we do is we curate between the three of us the style of the pots, kind of from our questionnaire, what plants are going to work with your lifestyle. And then we just ask for pictures of your space, and then we just send you kind of our recommendations as to what we feel would thrive. And then we could do either delivery or pick up in store. So yeah, it's very seamless, very easy. And it's been something that people have wanted, so we rolled it up.
Do you charge for the consultation?
Well, we do have a set minimum price for delivery. So for delivery within a 3-mile radius, we do we cover the delivery within 150 and up. So all these like larger house plants, you could get, you know, a bundle, or maybe sometimes we have clients that want a houseplant and a cactus garden. So they could pretty pick out either plants or other merchandise in the store.
What a great idea. Vanessa, has anyone ever come in and you'd be like, nope, plants are not for you. There are some good fake plants at Michael's. You need to go to Joanne Fabrics and call it a day, sir. Here are some pretty flowers, and we can deliver them for you once a week, like we do with Ana Belaval, and we call it a day.
Yeah, no, I mean, we do definitely always offer that, right? But my go-to for any, even like beginner, right, which is a lot of folks that walk in here, I always recommend the snake plant, because just that was my beginner plant, and I can only speak from experience from someone who has killed several of baby plants and plant babies. It's the most easiest to work with, to grow. It's exciting to see new babies come out of it, like out of the buds. So
is it a snake plant? Did I get that right?
yes, it's a snake plant, and there's so many varieties of snake plants. So obviously, visually you can be attracted to any of them, and again, they're just so easy to maintain, and they grow so beautifully. There's so many benefits, just cleaning the air. They say they take out the bad juju and the negative vibes. I'll ride with it. And everybody loves them. Everybody's like, God.
No one believes until they believe. And no one believes until 2020 and the pandemic hit. And then you're like, the world needs a limpia. The world needs some botanical crap because the vaccine is not coming.
Yes,
from Vico.
Yes. So yeah, really, that's my recommendation, my number one go-to for anybody. Whether they are an expert or whether they're just beginners.
I have some good questions. Oh, hold on. Go ahead, Nancy.
I was gonna say, like, our snake plant is more on the low maintenance, but we do have, popular fiddle figs. We have other like tropical plants. So like birds of paradise. These usually you can take them outside when it's nice out in the summer, and then bring them in. So there is a variety along the low, medium, high maintenance. So that's usually how our plant concentrations get categorized.
Right.
All right. So Carmen is talking about there are a few plants that you can break off and put in a vase with water, and they will grow like crazy as well, as long as you give them some sun. No dirt required. I'm not sure the names of them because, of course, they're in Spanish, but the girls may be able to help us. Do we know what those are called?
Yeah. There's actually a few plants that you can really do that with. The Monstera is one of the top ones that the roots grow in just in the water, and the plant will keep growing. We do have some of our plants that we call them our mother plants, which is a main one where we'll always cut and propagate from. So they grow out like little babies and stuff. We'll put them and we'll cut them, put them in the roots. Even we had a yucca plant just recently, and one of the canes, it broke off. So I took them off and I put them in water, and the roots are so long and growing on there like crazy right now. So we just made 5 other little babies from it.
Whoa.
So, yeah, there's a lot of cool ways you can propagate plants.
All right. Christine Margot is asking, what are your all-time favorite houseplants?
ZZ.
ZZ.
I say ZZ and bird.
I was gonna say, yeah. Well, when I first bought my plant, for my place, we went with the bird of paradise. I bought it like this small, and now it's like at home like this one. So I would have to go with that one.
Yeah, hers is like touching the ceiling, big, huge.
Wait a minute. The bird of paradise, as in like the flower, the one that flowers?
So the plant doesn't flower as often as it would if it was in like a natural climate, tropical area.
Got it.
Or Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
But they normally don't flower too often in the house, but they grow really, really beautiful. They have really big leaves.
And tall?
Yes.
They're stable.
So that what's behind Nancy is the bird of paradise?
The taller one.
The taller one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My Nina, that's dominating your place.
Yeah. My husband calls him king. Because it's like he's hitting the ceiling, he wants to get out already.
But it's also
all right.
Paradise. It definitely is.
It's a piece of paradise. I know. That little pathetic tree that you see all the time here, that is like my connection to a palm tree. If I could have a palm tree here, although my father says that because I keep my condo so warm, I could grow some avocado. And my orchids. Someone asked about orchids. You know how we gift them all the time? I have found them low maintenance, but it kind of depends if you buy a good one. My friend JC gave me one when we moved to this condo 4 years ago. And that good-hearted, I don't show it to you now because it has no flowers, but it flowers all the time. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, orchids are, they're hard. So the one
they
thing
they are hard. Okay.
Yeah, I always say patience is the main thing with them. They're actually low maintenance. Like you're supposed to give them a few little drops of water. There's an ice cube trick that a lot of people use that I've heard of. I've heard rumors of it being good or bad, but it does a trick of giving it just the amount of water that it needs. As long as your bottom leaves are green and healthy, you have a good opportunity like for the orchids to rebloom. So as long as the bottom leaves are nice and full, you just have to make sure that stays. But for them to bud and rebloom sometimes, it takes up to a good 6 months. So
okay, Roberta is asking, spider plant or pothos, which is easier to maintain?
Spider, right?
You think spider? I would say pothos. The pothos come in different varieties. They're very nice and full. The spiders they're the same maintenance.
They are pet safe though, so we do have a lot of pet safe plants in the shop too. Because
you have pet safe, and talk to me about like the ones for the baby room for nurseries. What were you saying?
Yeah, so typically we recommend like low maintenance, right? So maybe a pothos would be great for the nursery. There's 4-inch snakes that could go in there too. Pampas grass right here. I have this in my daughter's nursery.
Yes, you did, because you're fancy like that. Porque tú eres fancy. Tú eres fancy, ¿ve? This is why they put like, look at this thing. It's like nowadays everything includes a feather at Blossoms Anytime. We are fancy.
Sparkle.
That's a real plant. Like, how do you keep that? And does that dry like a hydrangea that it dries pretty?
So it's actually like a grass that grows on the side of the roads, and it's like right now
like
it's
a prairie grass.
Yeah, prairie grass, exactly. So it's in season now for another like towards that end of the month. I get them fresh at the wholesaler. They start blooming and poofing up. So like the one you have is very, very fresh, and you can have it in water. You can keep it in water. Whereas these, we've had them outside of water for a few, about a week or so now, and then notice them poofing up a little more. And then you can spray them with hairspray, and they'll prevent it from just shedding the little leaves on it that it has and feathers, and hold them up. I have some behind my counter in my workspace that I've had for 2 years now. So
what about this pineapple thing that you put in my arrangement today? Because I love it.
So that's an ornamental pineapple. It's not edible. It's used as like, decoration.
Were you worried about me? Were you worried about me?
I wasn't. I'm just saying, if anybody asks, putting it out there in the world. It's ornamental pineapple. Don't try to eat it. And it's dyed. That's why it's that color is like a nice red pink.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, look at this. How long does it take for a bird of paradise plant to bloom the first time? I brought a starter back from Hawaii 4 years ago. It is healthy and producing leaves, but no blooms yet.
Yeah.
It really doesn't, right? Like it's gonna take, unless you have Hawaii climate, Florida climate, more tropical, the flowering is very, very rare to happen, but you do have an amazing, staple piece of a bird of paradise in your home.
Yeah, because the plant itself without the flower is pretty. Vanessa, does everybody need to fertilize? Do you fertilize plants, like house plants?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Recommend to do that, Mia?
I would say maybe depending on the plant, you do once a month. There's different types of fertilizers you can do. If your plant is thriving though, and if it's in a good home and you're treating it right, then sometimes it's not necessary. Of course, everybody can need a little vitamins and extra help sometimes to grow. But there's you can do it every couple months. There's 3 to 6 months type of thing that you kind of just mix in your water and do treatments like that sometimes.
I have to say, I have seen the three of you work your tails off to make this happen. And I am so, so proud of you and so happy that I get messages from this lady. I love my plant from Blossoms Anytime, and I was able to keep it alive thanks to Mirai's expertise. I love to see people coming out of your shop, not only with plants, but with beautiful jewelry, locally sourced, flowers that are gorgeous. You three are my pride and joy and an amazing example of not giving up, because I know that Mirai bought the flower shop and it was hard at the beginning, but her two friends came through, and it's you can tell the love you have, not only for each other, but for plants, you weirdos. How did that even happen? Did you meet at a plant shop? What the hell? What's the relationship?
Oh man,
The love of plants.
Yeah. We know each other.
I thought you guys met in high school.
Nancy and I met in high school. We've known each other since high school. And then
Vanessa and I met through mutual friends, and we've been like, she's like my older sister. And we actually also have a consulting company, Latinas trying to represent.
Yeah. So
Yes.
and we run that out of the shop as well. So not only do we try to be just an extra voice and platform for local artists, but we also want small businesses to thrive. You know, we want to help small businesses as much as we can, to be that extra marketing help that a lot of them need, you know? So we use this space for that as well.
You are a triple threat, the three of you. You can do anything, and you can make them in coquito. Thank you so much. Okay, so I put the address. Let me give people the address because they were asking. But also, where can people find you online for the plant consultation that is virtual?
So you can actually go to our website at becollective.co. That there is a virtual plant consultation form. It'll ask you some of the basic questions like we were mentioning about like your placement, your home, the lighting you get, and then if you have pets, all those basic questions, and ask you to send us a few pictures. So on the website, it has a very form that you can fill out, and then we'll connect with you and
help you out. And then there is the social media on Instagram. They have Instagram is Be Collective, and it's Blossom Anytime. Ladies, I am so happy that we could do this. You are a wealth of knowledge. I love you, and I'll see you soon, okay?
Bye.
Bye. And of course, guys, if you have any questions for them, you can, if you're watching on YouTube, you can post them and I will tell them, or you can email them, follow them on social media. They are fantastic and really good people who love what they do, and a local business. So let's support local. And even if you're not in Chicago, you're, around the area in Illinois, or you're in the Midwest, listen, that's the great thing about the internet and social media, that you can find help in all different places. So there you have it. Thank you for joining me on my Wednesday wine, coquito wine, watering plant Wednesday wine. And this was fantastic. And I have a whole bottle to cry over the fact that I can't go to Puerto Rico. I'm just going to put a hazmat suit and go. I love you. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. See you next time on Wednesday Wine with Ana Belaval.